So, hey, so I just like to get right into it. I'd like to just talk about the art for a little bit, of course, as always. But I feel like now, at least for this video, it's really important for me to talk about it, like my process, because I feel like it's just something that tends to be overlooked a lot. So here's a quick just some thoughts on the animation. So I did this animation for school. It was a lip sync animation, and I picked Bill and Ted because I was still really into Bill and Ted at the time. And I picked a scene from Bogus Journey because Bogus Journey is the best movie of the franchise, obviously. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I really like being told I do a good job, so I like crunched it because I'm like, this has to be fully colored, fully animated, and I crunched for like a week, which was stupid of me, but I learned my lesson. But yeah, if you're wondering like why they're in like a McDonald's instead of like the actual like hell scene that they were in, it's because I thought it'd be more interesting to like have them in a place. I don't really like to just do like backgrounds that are just flat, like one like a void almost, and that's kind of how it was in the live action, and it worked out in the live action film. But sometimes things don't work out in animation. And speaking of that, like there's also Ted with the McDonald's. That's another reason why I put it in a McDonald's, was so it'd just be more interesting to look at. So it's not just them in a void, it's them in a McDonald's. And while Bill is like, thanks dude, like Ted's eating, he's eating his little McDonald's. I thought it would be cute because I'd like to draw people eating as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I had a good time making it, and I was really glad that people joined the stream where I worked on it. Yeah, it's just nice to see it all come together, because you don't realize how much work you put into something until you like see it like playback. So so yeah, yeah, that's all for the art. I hope you enjoy the video. But first, heed this disclaimer. So this is a quick disclaimer. I feel like I always have to do this, but if I sound a little bit sick again or congested, I kind of still am. I don't know why. I'm always congested, but more importantly, if I sound elitist or kind of snobbish or gatekeepy, it's because I am. If I sound mean, it's because I am. I think we as artists have to be meaner. We are too nice, especially in this situation. We have to stop letting ourselves get fucked over like this. So it's time to be fucking mean. And if you don't like it, if you're like, but I'm an AI artist and I don't like that you're calling us baboon brains. Yeah, well, don't be a baboon brain. So with that disclaimer being said, this is also just me just going off completely. Like I don't hold back, and I usually do. So if you don't want to hear that, then don't watch it. But if you do, well, welcome aboard, and I hope you enjoy the video. All right, see you soon. So if you've been online at all, you've probably already heard of AI or AI art. It's kind of hard to like escape it, because people have been using these shitty, sorry, you're already gonna get my opinion on this just straight up, but people are using this shitty like AI face app called Lenny or whatever to make themselves into anime girls. Anyways, these soulless generated images have taken the internet by storm, and now we have dumbass tech bros with no artistic bone in their body thinking they could become professional artists just by pressing a few buttons on the computer. And I will admit, the technology is pretty impressive. It is impressive, but it still looks fucking ugly. Like, the fingers are always fucked and the eyes look like hell. And I think it's really good that artists keep pointing these issues out, but that's also something that I think only
we as artists noticed and care about. What my biggest concern isn't really how it looks. Well, that is one of the concerns, but what really scares me is as this becomes more advanced and gets fed more information, will people know? And if they do know, will they care? As I mentioned earlier, people are playing with this face app. I don't know what it is. Some shit that steals your information, but they're playing with this app that takes a selfie and creates an anime or whatever stylized portrait of it. Much like what those old ads on Instagram used to promise you in 2014. But these people who are doing this, these people who are, you know, Joe from down the street who's putting his face on this app after work, people like him don't really care about how fucked up it is, really. Like how fucked up the eyes might look or the hands if they look like blobs. They don't care about those technicalities because they just want to see themselves as anime pro tags. And now they can for free or for like $8 a month, which is diabolical. And the people who made this app know this. They know that the average person won't really notice or care that their image is just a hodgepodge of stolen work. They know that people would rather pay $8 a month to generate soft-served shit than $400 for a proper good commission, or $0 to do it themselves. I feel like this AI stuff really also has like unveiled just how much disdain people have for artists and artistry. Like I don't know why, but a lot of people feel entitled to like pretty images, which is a tale as old as time. Especially if you've been doing commission art, you'll know that people feel entitled to as much free pretty art as they want. But it's weird to me because people will say things like, but it gives me access. It gives me access to make the art I always wanted to because I'm not a good artist. But like, what access did you not fucking have before? Did you not have a pen and paper at home? You can literally start drawing your shit-ass ugly drawings right now and get better. But the thing is, like, these people don't want to commit to the craft and learning of art. They just want a finished piece. And that's the thing. AI has made people obsessed with results, polished results. Instead of taking the time to learn to paint, people feel entitled to the end result because they think that's all we do. That's all we make, end results. They don't think about the time it takes to research, gather an inspiration board, sketch, resketch, sketch again. They truly believe it's just all natural born talent that they deserve access to now, no matter what. And these are the same bozos under your commission sheets that say, this is too expensive, I can't afford this. Yeah, it is expensive to you, bitch. It just boggles me that people truly think they're owed a picture. Like, that is just an entitlement that is just beyond me, you know? Like, are you really at the grown age of 29 pooping, farting, screaming because an artist won't draw you and your girlfriend as Boku no Hero characters for free $99? Are you really pooping and farting because you tried to draw a big-titted girl that came out so bad you can't even get off to it? But you really ain't seen nothing yet until you've read the brain-dead arguments for AI art. It's truly something to behold. This one's interesting to me. This is an interesting argument, but people like to compare AI, a lot of people do, as an added tool like Photoshop or photography, which is like, why are we comparing tech in 2022 to tech from the 19th fucking century? Photography pushed us forward because there was nothing like it. Illustration was explicitly used because it was the only way we could document portraits, people, and events, besides writing. Photoshop was created with the intent to aid photography and editing, that which illustrators used to their advantage because this tech allowed artists to carve a space for themselves. Can you tell me what the fuck is AI doing that isn't in any way innovative at all? Oh, big-titted anime girls? Oh my god. Haven't seen that before. The ugliest, fuggliest images of Snoop Dogg you've ever seen in your life? Wow. Amazing. Like, yes, people were afraid that photography would take jobs, but the sole purpose of photography being made was not to take over artists' jobs. The sole purpose of AI art is to do that, is to get rid of paying storyboard artists, designers, concept artists, you name it. Those entry-level jobs, that is what AI art is made to remove. Not like photography or Photoshop at all. In fact, when people use people usually use photography and Photoshop as a way to help them make better art. It actually makes people want to make more art. AI does the opposite of that. It's fucking making people feel dejected. There's people who already feel like there's no need to make new art because they can just feed their art to a bot. I'm reading posts from beginners online who see no point in continuing to practice because there's finally tech that eliminates the hard, boring part of improving. Like, isn't that fucking sad? Then you have the other side where they're just like, I just don't want to draw anymore or create anymore because these machines are just taking over, and people would rather pay $8 for an app to steal my art and put it in there with their portrait than pay me the money. And it's made people take their art off the internet. That doesn't sound like it's helping anyone. Then you have these fucking really sad attempts by some artists. You know who they are, but especially on YouTube. These people trying to like reason with the tech or something. I'm like, oh, AI art will save us. We can work with AI art. No, we fucking can't. Like, who are you kidding? Stop trying to be down with the clown and like trying to find a way to be cool with tech that is literally made to put you out of a job. There's no middle ground for this shit. I don't think there is. Not with this kind of AI art. Because again, Photoshop and stuff, that does have AI tools in it. But it's completely different from a machine that just does the whole thing for you, you know? This is an argument that pisses me off. I mean, all of these piss me off. But this one makes me pissed off, but also really sad, because it's like, do we not have any faith in humanity anymore? Like, do we really truly believe that artists have not been pushing boundaries, pushing limits long before AI? Do we really think that artists haven't done that? There are so many pieces that I've found on Pinterest that absolutely blow my mind, and these are things that I couldn't even comprehend doing at all myself. It's incredible, the stuff that artists have made. And a lot of these pieces that I'm talking about were made like in the very early 20th century or 19th century, or even older than that. The human imagination is so powerful and so incredible. And for people to say, well, AI and this type of AI art, it will help artists make things they could never make before. And I disagree. I highly disagree with that. We don't need this type of technology. We really do not need it. It's useless. I don't hate technology. Artists have made incredible discoveries with technology. There is technology that actually aids artists, disabled artists who can't use their hands, who could paint with their eyes. There's amazing tech that I think deserves more funding and more focus and attention than this. I just think tech that especially is just made for the sake of making more profit and having and just pushing out a group of people who already don't get paid that much money is not exciting. It's not inventive. It's not gonna help us make better creations or anything. It's uninteresting. It's lousy. And it's a big fucking waste of our time. If you're using these AI fucking machines, what is it called? Mid-journeys and whatever, if you're using that and you're really calling yourself an artist or a creator, fucking unplug the computer and unplug your brain and go outside and breathe. Because please, give me a fucking break. I've seen a video where this guy and his fucking brother put their shitty drawings through an AI art machine and like have the fucking nerve to talk about how proud he is of his work, of the AI work that him and the AI made together, whatever. The fucking gall, the fucking nerve to be like, see, this isn't just clicking and pressing a button. You actually have to do it a few times. Oh, wow. Let's wipe the fucking sweat off your brow from having to retype girl sexy, girl hot, just to get the right fucking result. Oh, wow. What a fucking feat. Like, sorry, baboon brain, you didn't fucking make anything. You just know how to type words into an AI machine. Like, one of their main arguments for, like, I guess, artists having to work with AI or whatever was, like, to just be like, you still need a human being to make, like, adjustments and stuff. Like, okay. You also need a human being to adjust the time you need to put the mac and cheese in the microwave. It still doesn't make you a fucking chef. Like, I know one of them drew an image and then fed it to the AI and it pretty much finished the rest for them. But what the AI came up with wasn't even in the same style at all of what the guy drew. It's not even the Clip Studio color filler or whatever. It literally just takes what you drew and makes something completely different. Like, the fucking goddamn nerve to try and say that this takes any effort at all. That is just so insulting. It's insulting. It's insulting to people who spend hours agonizing over their work, take hours to paint something, who have to readjust, who have to erase and redraw and redraw. It's just such a fucking insult. And it's so weird because, like, these guys will tell you, like, oh, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. It's a lot of work, actually. And it's so weird because it's like, wasn't the point of AI art, this specific AI, wasn't the point of it to eliminate the hard work, the quote unquote tedious work of drawing and shit? Wasn't that the point of it? Now when people tell you, hey, this shit's stupid, literally, actually, my 5-year-old can do this, now they're like, whoa, wait, no, this is actually a lot more complex than you think it is. Like, oh my god, bite me. Did you know there's actually tutorials on how to master, like, fucking prompting? You're putting words in the search bar and collecting stolen work. What is there to master? It's like telling people how to master Googling. It's stupid. And then we have one of the most, I would say, prominent arguments against AI. This is against AI, but this is an argument that I'm not exactly super passionate about because it's something that can be easily fixed. But one of the biggest problems with AI is that it takes artwork without permission. It fucking takes a bunch of pieces, mutilates them, and you can see, like, scattered limbs of the fucking, like, signatures in some of these pieces. It's really awful. That's not the biggest problem to me because, again, like, that's something that can be fixed. Because a lot of people are like, well, if that's the issue, then we can just, what if we asked artists permission, or better yet, what if Sony came to an artist and was like, we want to pay you $500 million to use your art's likeness to create the next logo for our company, and that will be the logo for the next 20 years. Where's the issue? You think an artist is going to be like, no, they'll be like, yeah, all right, totally. And that's the problem. I don't care if an artist give their permission to have their fucking art learned or whatever. I don't care because to me, that's still not moral. This AI art is not moral to me. And it doesn't matter how many artists give their permission or if everyone's down with it. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter if every artist gave their consent. Do you really want to live in a world where art is devoid of all passion and emotion or anything? Like, how far are we gonna push this AI shit? How far are we gonna go until people finally say, I think this is too much. I think we're losing ourselves. I just hate to see that we as a society are not only accepting stolen work and disrespect towards artists to this degree, but also we're just simply accepting a far more sinister reality, the absence of the human soul. Okay. My fucking ass is just out. I usually don't like to show my face too much in videos because just witnessing myself like that, it's a little scary for me. I don't know. But I just want you to see like who's behind the videos. It's me. But you've seen my face before, but you know, I just for a dramatic effect, I guess. But I also, on a more serious note, I feel like having to show our faces behind our art is something we might have to do more and more these days, because everything feels so disconnected from the human. So here's the human, and bear with me for these last few minutes of this video. It's gonna get a little cheesy, but I figured what's more human than that. I'm sure some of you are familiar with the name Gregg. His work is known to be very strange, sometimes cynical and surreal. I've recently watched a lot of his films, and one that keeps sticking to my brain is a movie called Nowhere. Also, before I say anything else, I just wanted to give a really brief spoiler warning. I'm going to be spoiling the entire ending of this movie, which I think is really cool. I think you guys should watch this movie just for the ending. Not just for the ending, but it's one of my favorite endings of all time, and I just don't want to spoil it because I think it's really fun and awesome. So yeah, just skip past the spoiler segment if you don't want to be spoiled. All right. It's about, I'm not sure what it's about, but it features a character named Dark who just wants to be in a monogamous relationship with his girlfriend Mel.
Can't we just leave this place? Can't we just leave this whole planet behind, forget about everybody and everything, and just like be in love and stuff? Oh, Dark.
And Mel is more of a free spirit, and she believes that humans are just meant to fuck and love as many people as they can before they get old. The rest of the movie involves an ensemble cast, so a bunch of shit happens in between. I can't explain what happens because I barely understand the movie myself, but it eventually ends with Dark reuniting with his crush Montgomery, who's abducted by aliens. They talk about love, promise not to leave each other, and then Montgomery explodes and he becomes a giant bug, leaving Dark a bloody mess in his room alone. Okay, so the movie makes absolutely no sense, and the script is all over the place. You could almost compare it to something made from an AI because of how seemingly nonsensical it is, and yet you can't. It would actually be incredibly insulting to do that. At its worst and best, this movie is self-expression at its purest form. Everyone behind this movie wanted to say something. No matter how embarrassing or strange or awful or jarring it was, people got together every day to film, write, and work with Mr. Araki to make absolute candy-colored filth. I feel that way about a lot of his movies, even the ones I didn't like. I feel like there's always a charm to movies that can have slightly flat acting or just strange directing choices. When I see an AI attempt to do the same thing, it's just strange and uncanny. There's just nothing behind it. It's nonsensical because it just is. There's nothing to appreciate from a wonky script made by a robot. It's wonky and weird because it's trying to mimic what a human being does, what a human being feels. And I've seen some weird stuff made by people online, like really weird, off-putting things, but people still like it. They can connect to it because it's just human expression. I will never be able to say that about movies that will be made with a prompt and a generator. If you fed Midjourney a script or visual from any of Gregg Araki's films, I shudder to think of what kind of soulless, dull result it would give us. And actually, attempts to try and recreate quirks from a real director have already been made, and guess what? It looks bad. There's these things people have been doing called Marvel in the style of Wes Anderson or blank in the style of Wes Anderson, and they don't look good. And they don't look good because these bots only understands what everyone else sees in Wes Anderson's work, but it doesn't understand what Wes Anderson himself thinks when he's making these movies. Sure, it knows that Wes Anderson likes pastel colors, warm tones, and symmetry, but he's still inspired by so many other things beyond that. And you can see that in his work. It's more than just kooky palettes and symmetrical sets. It's years and years of inspiration and work and collaborative work with other creative minds. Why would you ever want to trade that for half-cocked robot images? I don't even like Wes Anderson. And there's still his work still has more to say and more heart and passion than these AI fucking shit stains.
But what makes this technology so unique is that it enables any of us to direct the machine to imagine what we want it to see.
Party hat guy, space invader, caterpillar, and a ramen bowl.
Prompting removes the obstacles between our ideas and images, and eventually videos, animations, and whole virtual worlds.
There's a real fear that in the very near future, this AI will just be able to create images that are indistinguishable from human-made art. And honestly, that's really scary, because can you imagine AI books, AI movies, AI actors, AI paintings, AI SpaghettiOs? Like, it's just fucking, it's beyond me, honestly. I don't like it, you know? And maybe I sound like crazy or something, but I feel like the more advanced this shit gets, the more empty we become as people. The emptier our souls become. Because what's the point of continuing a passion or anything if people are telling you that there's a machine that can do what you do faster and produce more results than you ever could? I mean, yikes, like, what the fuck? I don't know, it does make me feel like giving up. It does make me insecure. And it just makes me think, why do these people hate us so much? No, they don't hate us. I mean, they do hate us, but I think it's envy. Yeah, I think they envy us. I think they want to have that vulnerability, that ability to be vulnerable enough to create something from your gut. Maybe pressing the big red button on the AI machine makes them feel like they have the same emotional capacity of Guillermo del Toro or Gregg or even that annoying guy from film class. But instead of nurturing that innate need to create that we all have, they kill it. And thinking about it now, it's kind of sad. I mean, what's more pathetic than someone who takes a taxi all the way to the finish line and claims that they ran the marathon, you know? And you know what? I don't want to give into this future of fucking AI taking over the world. AI fucking waiters. AI movie actors. AI chefs. I don't want that. I don't want AI mailmen. I want things made by people. I want people-made art. People-made food. People-made paper. People-made floor tiles. I want real human beings. Blood, sweat, and tears. I don't want shit made by hentai addicts, you know? I want actual real art made by people. And I have a feeling you might feel the same way. So when the time comes and you do feel like something's missing, you feel like you want something more, something beyond the limitations of AI stillness, come looking for us. Because we'll still be here making real art and making our souls grow. Okay, thank you so much to my patrons Jules, Star, Leds, Shell, KMM, Mito Pancake, Finn, Milady, Sproutlet, Aisha, Mandy, McCarthy, Fred by Dawn, Beryl, Lexi, World Nymph, Ragna, Khan, Lil Meg, Ali Paperbag, Florence, Snooka Snurk, Bro Mibs, FedEx Candy, Jace, Mossman, Shark. I love Mossman's name. Leanne, Hollow Leaves, Worthy Kids, Rivy, The All-Stars, Ice Wyatt, Fedia, Scribble and Dibble Patron, Clown Snot May, Jasper, Snail Bart, Scoin Stotus, Dianara S, Lunchworms, Nostalgia Sneeze, Paige, and Almir. Thank you so much for your support. It always means a lot, like it's a big deal. So thank you so much. And if you watching now are interested in supporting me on Patreon, you can totally just subscribe to the $3 tier, which is the Tip Your Jester tier. You can get early access to art, videos, my ugly art, a couple more things. And if you want, you could subscribe to the $7 tier, which is Dinky's Lunch tier, which means you get that and then some, which includes poll axes, which means you can vote on what character do you like for me to draw. I do this poll every now and then, and it's been really cool. I've gotten to draw a lot of fun characters that I probably normally wouldn't draw. So if that sounds fun to you, or if you just want to support me for whatever reason, come and join the Clown House. I have a lot of fun there. I post a lot on Patreon, so look out. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.